The show gets canceled this week, and the comic is trending at number 1 anyways. Let's get into it. Another week, another list, comic butch in the house, fire guy Ryan in the casa. What's up, my brother?
Hey, it's me. I also might have had like a little bit of luck with one of the books on the list this week.
That's right, Ryan did it again. Hit the like, slap the subscribe button, and at the list, at number 10, ETERNUS number 1, the metal 1 in 100 that is brand new this week.
This metal virgin variant is hitting $200 averages, and for good reason. Just take a look at it. This artwork's done by Tahani Farr. This Medusa cover on here, like I can't stop looking at it. Like I had to put my phone down and like turn it off because I kept staring at it. You can look at it all day.
Well, you better stop looking at it, Ryan, or you're gonna turn to stone. This book is actually gonna be re-released at New York City Comic Con as a standard virgin variant. So if the $200 price is too much for you, just wait a few weeks. And the story was done by the creative team led by Andy Serkis.
Great actor. He played Claw in Black Panther. Obviously Gollum.
Directed Venom.
He's great. Andy Serkis is cool, and I'm interested to see what kind of comic this comes out as.
Exquisite line work, detail that is superb, beautiful rendition of a classic mythological monster.
We also put Tahani Farr's Instagram info down in the description down here in the video, so go follow her on IG because it's equally mesmerizing.
If you're looking for a way to up your comic book collecting game, learn about funny books, utilize code TOM101 on the best comic app in existence. It's called Key Collector Comics, available for both Androids and iPhones. You use that code, you unlock a free 2-week subscription of the app. Catalog your comics, get suggested pricing, price your own collection, and so much more.
Interestingly enough, while we were doing research for this video earlier, on one of the books that I hinted at earlier that I may have in my own personal collection, I found a section on Key Collector called 2022 Indie Number Ones, and I definitely put the whole video on hold and read that entire section before getting back to work.
Key Collector Comics, distracting employees everywhere, at the list at number 9. Thanks, Nick Colonies. We have Bloodstone number 1 coming out in 2001. We're seeing $200 average sales, recent 9.8, 725 bones.
Bloodstone number 1 is the first appearance of Elsa Bloodstone, the daughter of Ulysses Bloodstone, whose first appearance, Marvel Presents number 1, was on the trending list last week.
All because of the Werewolf by Night trailer. And funny thing, April 2022, we heard rumors of Laura Donnelly, you know her from The Nevers, rumored to be cast as Elsa Bloodstone. The rumors of Elsa has been circulating for over a year.
They won't say it. This thing comes out in like 2 weeks, and they're just not saying who she's playing. She's all over the trailer. She's all over the thumbnail for the trailer. No confirmation on who she is, even though it's probably Elsa Bloodstone.
Here's the thing, Ryan. We found on IMDb, which I'm not sure, is that like 100%?
I think it's like a Wikipedia thing where people can edit it. You know, it's not a little bit. It's not 100% confirmed.
It says Elsa on IMDb. 133% increase in copies sold as Werewolf by Night approaches in just a couple weeks. I mean, October 7th.
Yeah, it's coming soon, like 2 weekends from now.
And now we're at the list at number 8 with some classic horror. Hulu is knocking it out of the park with their various franchises that they're acquiring to make movies out of. I'm thinking Prey, and pretty soon to be added to that list, I'm thinking Clive Barker's Hellraiser. We got a sexy Pinhead.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know. When Tom told me about this one being on the list, he just said, sexy Pinhead, Ryan. Sexy Pinhead, Ryan. That's what I've been waiting for years, Ryan.
Clive Barker's Hellraiser number 1, debuting in 1989. Epic Comics, Marvel's imprint, their attempt to compete with Vertigo, the black label of our time, essentially.
Yeah, I don't know. That didn't work. There's not a whole lot of Epic Comics that doesn't have the same kind of, legendary status that a Vertigo series does.
This is the first appearance on cover only of Pinhead in comics. Makes his introduction in an interior comic in issue number 2. This run would run for 20 issues, and we saw an increase of copies sold of 200% after the trailer dropped this week.
Stop watching this video. Go watch that trailer. Like, it's scary. That show's going to be really cool.
And for Hulu, if Prey didn't happen, I would assume that they're going to tone it down a little bit. As a horror fan, I'm typically let down with how almost PG-13 they make a lot of their R-rated films.
Yeah, and I actually dropped Hulu like sometime in the last year. I still haven't seen Prey because I'm not on Hulu, but I think I got to do it for this Hellraiser show.
Damn it, Ryan. Comic fam, I need you to flame Fire Guy Ryan in the comments section below. Tell him he needs to watch Prey. Tell him he needs to get back on Hulu so he can watch Hellraiser. And it'll enter you to win this Omni-Man cover of Invincible #1 for our 55K milestone giveaway. We're getting really close. Hit the subscribe button. And at the list at number 7, Gargoyles #1.
I honestly forgot Gargoyles was a thing until earlier today when we saw this list. I'm excited. It's going to make a cool Dynamite series when it comes back at the end of this year. But it was it only was on for 3 years, I learned, back in the 90s, 94 to 97, I think it was.
Indeed. And it was a classic cartoon, one that I grew up watching. But it was just early enough for a lot of older 90s kids to miss it.
I was a little too old to hit Gargoyles, I think.
$115 average sales. A 9.8 hit $300 this past week. This is the first appearance of the Disney adaptation in comic books. A 300% increase in copies sold. This is all because of the Dynamite acquired IP that they announced at San Diego Comic-Con. We're getting Gargoyles back, and they have the co-creator as part of the creative team.
So yeah, you got one of the original creators of the Gargoyles cartoon coming back to help write this comic, which I think is pretty cool. And we actually have a quote from him here too. I literally can't articulate how thrilled I am to be writing Gargoyle stories again, both for returning fans and newcomers. It's just a joy to be exploring a world populated by Goliath, the entire Manhattan clan, all their friends, and every single one of their enemies. I've been wanting to get back to these characters for some time now, and having this opportunity rocks. Pun intended.
This isn't the only surprise IP acquisition that Dynamite made at San Diego. They got Darkwing Duck in the horizon, and they're bringing Shannon Mayer's independent comic book Siren's Gate to press very soon.
Cool time to be reading Dynamite comics.
Gargoyles from 1995 spiking this week. A good time to be alive indeed. And at the list at number 6, a classic Doom cover. Everyone cares about Secret Wars 8, and today we're talking about Secret Wars 10? What's going on?
Wish I knew what was going on. My theory with this whole thing, right, was that I've heard you talk a while about when certain keys get so expensive that you can't get it anymore. So people start looking at the surrounding books. Maybe that's like a Secret Wars thing happening now with the new movie being announced.
I mean, Doom has a major plot point in Secret Wars, the first Marvel event. Basically from issue 10 through 12, he is the main person that they're having to fight. He takes on the Beyonder in this issue, and he kills him.
Doom, man, is contender for like coolest Marvel character, like period. So like, obviously this cover's cool. And with how cool Doom is in this storyline and in the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars, I'm a little nervously excited for this new movie. I'm wondering if Doom's going to play any part in it at all, but like, this cover works on its own in my mind.
Cover art by Mike Zeck, an increase of copies sold of 258%. Shout out Firelord. We have an average sale of $25, and a 9.8 this month hit 225, and a newsstand 9.8, keep an eye out on those barcodes, sold for 480. Hot damn.
We are now at number 5 on this week's list. Number 5 is Tomb of Dracula #1, or as the cool kids call it, Tomb 1.
That's right.
You might not know that, Tom. You're not as cool as me. It's Tomb 1.
That's right. You're right, Ryan. It's called Tomb 1, and it debuted in 1972 with a classic cover by Neil Adams. We have rumors of Anthony Starr, Homelander, maybe portraying Dracula in the MCU. And I haven't heard any rumors since that started circulating months ago, and I don't care. I'm just hoping, I'm praying to Thor, but we're seeing $750 average sales. And this month, in September, a 9.8 sold for $10,800. Let's look at the last few months, though, and see how Tomb 1 has been doing.
Tomb 1, that means Tomb of Dracula 1, for those paying attention.
Indubitably. April, 9.8 high of $13,200. This book hit $16,800 in 2021. There are 58 9.8s on the CGC census.
The bottom cover of this comic is actually misprinted on a whole lot of them.
Oh, indeed. This is something that, as a Tomb 1 collector, I was actually trying to put together an entire foreign set. I digress. I was after a copy of the book that had perfect centering, because the bottom, you know, where it says vampire and everything, that footer was printed off on so many comics, just enough where it cuts off most of the letters.
So when you're already at 9.8s with all these books, comics, right, you really got to pay attention to exactly how much of this footer at the bottom is actually showing. And that will reflect in the various prices you see this book hitting.
Indeed. You're looking for page quality as well, but the 2021 height looked superb. We have pictures of it, courtesy of Heritage Auctions. Shout out. We also have the picture of the April $13,000 sale. Doesn't look too good, does it?
So if you look at the printing on this 13,000 copy that sold in April, you can see it's kind of cut off there at the bottom. Pretty bad. However, the sale from this month, the one that went for 10,000, looking pretty good.
Looking pretty good indeed. And when you apply the fact that it looks closer to the 2021 sale, I'm thinking someone got a steal of a deal, catching it for $6,000 less. We have an increase of 150% in copies sold, largely because of the speculation that Dracula will make his debut in this MCU monster universe that's unfolding beginning October 7th with Werewolf by Night.
So soon, and I'm optimistic. That trailer blew me away. I think we might actually see Dracula here pretty soon. He's in the public domain.
You know who else we're going to see really soon? Spawn and Batman, Ryan's favorite. 1994, Spawn was pretty new at this time and was able to make a deal with DC Comics to do a crossover event from different universes, the Image and the DC. We have $12 average sales and a 9.8 hitting $189 this month. This crossover is about to repeat itself. He's teamed up with all the greats, Greg Capullo, Jim Lee, and they're reprinting this classic and they are writing a new story as well.
So this new Spawn Batman crossover was announced at San Diego over the summer, but it wasn't until this week that we got our first glimpse of like some of the covers. You got the Greg Capullo main cover, but there's a slew of pretty cool looking ratio variants available for this book.
You know that Todd McFarlane learned from his successful record-breaking launch of the Spawn universe that incentive variants are key for a great launch. And we have solicitations that have rolled out this past week, an increase of 196%. Shout out Taskmaster, a 1 in 50 by Brett Booth, a 1 in 100 by Jim Lee, 1 in 250 by Todd McFarlane.
But it doesn't stop there. There's 2 different 1 in 666 variants, which I love. I think that's cool. You can
Shout
get
out
one.
Slipknot.
Correct. Yeah, I was just about to say that. You can get one of these 1 in 666s signed by Todd McFarlane or by Greg Capullo. There's also a 1 in 1,000 cover that is signed by both of them.
I want to hear what the community thinks in the comment section below, because these types of reprints, these types of revisits to prior classic stories are being done for the collectors. You just heard all of these variants that they're making and they're reprinting it. What else do you want to see? Because DC's got Death of Superman actively happening right now. We expect to see the breaking of Batman next year.
Seems like these nostalgia waves come in like 30-year cycles. So I'm kind of excited to see what sort of things are going to get brought back to us in the coming years from the rest of the 90s.
It gets a lot of people into comics. I mean, a lot of those events are what got our members into comics back then. At the list at number 3, an independent title that is pretty new, that was optioned. Don't you hate it when influencers comment on comic book prices dropping and you want to cause some violence because of it?
You're talking about Rogues Gallery #1. This is a new book from Image that just launched a couple months ago. It's only on issue 2 right now.
Now we're seeing $4 average sales, which doesn't sound like much, but as of the day of this filming, as of the week of the option news, over 85 copies have sold on eBay of this very affordable, now spec book. Hot damn.
Or you could put it on your pull list, like I did. You could just read the catalog every month, and when it looks cool, you put it on your pull list. And this book has been on my pull list since it dropped, and it is really cool. It's a fun story about nerds getting revenge on a movie portrayal of their favorite comic book hero.
Intruders cosplaying, causing a ruckus, and Don Cheadle's production company is bringing this to a television series. If you enjoy what we do, give me an excuse to send you comics every single month. And today, we got one of David Mack's biggest fans.
I forget it happens, and then every video I watch, I'm like, oh yeah, we're doing a David Mack exclusive, because it still doesn't feel real. We're doing a David Mack exclusive, you guys, for the mail call.
Something is Killing the Children, 25. Cutter on the cover, 2 different versions. Don't miss out on Erica Slaughter in the Blade. 1 per box going out at random. Support what we do. And hit him with the next one on the list, Ryan.
Number 2 on the list is the Free Comic Book Day 2022 Avengers X-Men Judgment Day #1 from this past summer.
Say that 10 times fast. $4 average sales. We're seeing a $70 CGC 9.8. And we're going to teach you a little something about prices, comic fan. Things that we spot to ensure that we're delivering you the best information to our ability. There is a $150 CGC 9.8 sale, not on best offer, confirmed. However, if you look up on eBay, there are $100, there's $80, and there's $70 buy it now listings for this book. So either a buyer overpaid because they didn't shop, or the sale didn't actually happen. So I would suggest that you don't pay over $100. Make sure to be checking out those eBay listings before you pull the trigger on something.
When's the last time you went to Free Comic Book Day?
I haven't been to a Free Comic Book Day for some time. It gets a little chaotic. And I also want people to get the comics. I don't need the comics.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Every time I go, it's like the one I was hoping to find is gone. It's gone, or it's totally bent, or it's damaged. So like if I'm looking online to maybe find the one I couldn't get in the shop and I see it for $150, I might just pull the trigger. You know, I need it. Regardless of maybe I should slow down and look somewhere else. Maybe I'll find it cheaper. Maybe someone just got trigger happy.
Well, we have the first appearance of Bloodline, Blade's daughter, who's just recently introduced. We have the first appearance of Blade's daughter, Bloodline, in this comic book. We've heard rumors that this movie isn't just going to follow Blade, Mahershala Ali, who is one of the best actors in the MCU, in my humble opinion. But he's going to have a apprentice. He may have the next gen Blade, the vampire hunter.
Kind of reminds me of Logan. You know, you got your old hero training the young replacement version. It could work. I could see it working.
This book immediately came on spec radar at release. Milan Ray, a 14-year-old, was cast for this movie, but no one knew what role she would play. Well, insider sources have told Key Collector Comics this week, quote, an insider source informs us that the Blade movie will be a handoff film to a younger character. We have an increase of 463% for a movie that comes out in November 2023.
It's still over a year away, so there's still plenty of time to figure out who she's going to be playing. We don't have any trailers or even any screenshots from this movie yet, so it's like there's still time for the Blade spec, I think, to really heat up.
Most comics off the shelf right now are $4. So seeing it trend for $4 because it's a Free Comic Book Day, they made a lot of them, but they get handled a lot. So definitely look for those higher graded copies, but keep an eye out in those dollar bins and take a look at the Free Comic Book Day category on Key Collector Comics because there's a lot of first appearances in these previews.
Yeah, there's a One Punch Man first appearance in there. There's an Umbrella Academy first appearance in their Free Comic Book Day issues. A lot of people just read them and threw them away because it's free. It can't be worth anything, but you'd be a fool if you were doing that.
Hit the like, slap the subscribe button. Down in the description, give Fire Guy Ryan a follow on Instagram. We have, at the list at number 1, the most trending comic book this week. And the show was canceled this week. Swamp Thing 37, Constantine's first appearance in comics.
Are you doing okay? Are you holding up okay?
I'm trying my best, man.
I would be a little bit hard to get out of bed if the Green Lantern show was just canceled. So Constantine's your boy, so.
Yeah, man, but your day is coming, dude. There's no way Green Lantern is going to happen.
It's still happening. I don't know how.
Debuting in 1985, $330 average sales, 9.6 hitting 680 this month. And I'll remind the community that 2021's height for a 9.6 exceeded $1,000. So the book has dropped a little bit, but we are seeing an uptick. I mean, we're seeing an increase of 500%. The show got canceled, but the book is moving up.
That makes no sense. How does that work?
Actually, it does, because Keanu Reeves is going back, getting the whole crew, probably not Shia LaBeouf, and they're doing another Constantine
He was
movie.
in that movie?
I mean, it was a pretty decent movie.
Shia LaBeouf was in that movie?
Wasn't he in that movie?
I don't remember. I'm very surprised.
I'm almost positive Shia LaBeouf. It's been a while since I watched that.
Me too.
Comic Fam, this right here has pushed the book up with cancellation news rocking the community. And that's not all. On the Trending 20, the larger list where we source this comic books from, Hellraiser number 1 hit $70 average sales, an increase of 360%. People love Keanu, man.
People love Keanu, so that helps. You've also got Joanna Constantine on the Netflix show, which I feel like has to have some kind of effect here. Maybe people are looking in the wrong place and kind of confused about which book to actually zoom in on.
Well, Keanu is officially reprising his role, and that is saving the spec of this book in the same week. Hit the like, slap the subscribe, and as always,
Geek responsibly.
enough said. Join myself and this guy and all my homies on the best new place to buy and sell collectibles, whatnot. Available for both Androids and iPhones. And you know we be doing dollar start auctions that last as little as 15 seconds long. We got giveaways, we got exclusives, we got key books, and New York City Comic Con is around the corner. And so many people are coming out. Golden Age Guru, Milky Comics, Russ Bright is coming. Nerdy Girl Comics. We got Nate Made It, who's flying down. Gem Mint from Gem Mint Collectibles. Davis freaking Ryder. The Powerful Rage Theo. Did I name everyone, Ryan?
Everybody but me is going to be there. Pretty much.
Damn it, Ryan.
Yeah.
We have 2 other videos for you to watch. We made them for you. Have a great week.